Hello, and welcome to Essay Masters MBA course. My name is Stephen, and in this course, we're going to go over how to write all types of essays that you'll encounter along your MBA applications. We'll go over your personal statement, why school essays, and other prompts using programs such as Harvard Business School and Stanford to explain how to address the prompts. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so what is the purpose of this course? The purpose is to help you craft the strongest essays possible that are unique and specific to you so that you can maximize your chances of getting into a top MBA program. When we talk about any essay, whether the personal statement, career goals essay, or otherwise, we're not really talking about what you've done. We're talking about who you are and where you're going. Let's start by defining why your essays matter. Your essays allow you to tell your story and your personality in a way that would never show up in your GPA or your test scores. Almost everyone is going to have a GPA between a 3.0 and a 4.0, and almost everyone has a GRE score ranging from about 300 to 340. But the essays are where you really distinguish yourself from other applicants. It's really the best spot to show who you are, not just what you've done. And really, in some ways, it's actually the only spot to actually do so. Although every school will vary, for example, Harvard has only one open-ended question, while Columbia has three specific prompts. When applying to top-tier MBA programs, you'll typically come across the following essays. First, the personal statement. This is your spot to explain what matters most to you, what has inspired your career calling, or how your past has evolved you. In other words, it's your chance to tell your story. Next, the why program essays. Here, you'll explain the clarity of your goals, your understanding of how the program works, and how these two things work together to help your future success. Unlike in college, where you may not have known the specific link between the school you're applying to and your future professional goals, here you absolutely should. Next, your professional goals essay. These tend to be pretty straightforward, either saying what your short term within the next 5 years, long term, beyond, or both goals are. The more specific and clear you can be for these essays, the better. And finally, any other type of prompts you may come across. The most common examples we see include asking for examples of leadership, contributions to a community, your values, an issue in the industry, and many others. There are too many to list in this video, but the point is, we'll give you the skills and techniques needed to address any type of prompt you may come across. One fundamental piece of advice you need to keep in mind for any essay, really for any type of writing, is to know your audience and what their expectations are. From your experience in the business world, you know that you need to tailor your writing for your specific audience. And it's no different here. For the vast majority of schools, your application will be read by a single admissions officer or student reader first, followed by a second reviewer for verification of the first person's recommendation. The exact weight your essay has will vary depending on the program, but above all else, remember their expectation. They want to learn about one thing, you. Not interesting facts about the company you work for, not about your industry's future, but you. If anything you write about is not you, even the why school essays need to tie into you and your professional goals, then you are not writing to your audience. Once you have internalized that, try and keep in mind our 5 laws of MBA application essays. Law 1, read the prompt. You'd be amazed how often people copy and paste essays from one school to another, not bothering to check if one program asks about your values, while another asks about how you have applied those values to the workplace. While it's true plenty of your material can be reused from school to school, always check against what the exact wording of each prompt is. Law 2, understand your core message. In storytelling, we call this theme. In marketing, this is called your unique selling proposition, or USP. But however you want to define it, make sure you understand what you're trying to say, both in the context of the specific essay and in how your overall application comes across. In other words, if you write in your personal statement about how your experience with at-risk youth has led you to a career in consulting for nonprofits, but you talk about wanting to work in fintech in your YA school essay, you need to reevaluate how you're coming across. Law 3, plan ahead. If you're a plotter, this is natural and you know how to do it. You'll be meticulous. If you're a pantser, on the other hand, or someone who just writes on a whim and does everything as it comes to them, we still at least recommend having at least your core message, aka your theme or your unique selling proposition, and story in place before you proceed. Law 4, love your first draft, hate your ensuing drafts. Writer's block on first drafts often comes from a sense of perfectionism, and choosing to love what you write no matter what will allow you to get the words on the page. However, once you've got that first draft done, as Stephen King would say, it's time to quote, kill your little darlings. Be ruthless with your edits, your critiques, and your choice of words. You can't edit a blank page, but you should never show mercy to a full page. And finally, Law 5, respect the power of story. We'll go into further detail on this in each section, but in short, as Robert McKee, an author widely known for his story seminar, says, quote, to involve people at the deepest level, you need stories. Don't write your essays as essays, but as stories to show your dream school who you are. And now that we've gone over some of the high-level advice, we'll dive right into how to write for specific schools, using the lessons for that school to broaden out for general advice. Up next, we're going to talk about Harvard and how tips for that particular program can apply to your personal statement elsewhere.